Hey there, welcome to another episode of Real Food Reality. I'm your host today, Tess Hoke. If you are a replay viewer and checking in on that, do know that I will check back after all of this is over and done and see if there's any comments from you as well. Be happy to respond to those. Appreciate you for tuning into the conversation. So don't feel like you're late to the party. Make sure that you do comment there, and I'm happy to respond. So again, my name is Tess Hoke. I am the real food strategist at Yard Food and also the host of Glucose Girls, a Facebook group where we are managing our blood sugar with our fork. If you think that might be of something that would be of help to you, make sure you check on over there, knock on the door, and I'll let you on into that Facebook group. So I had a little topic I wanted to chat with you today, and it's the one thing that's going to be really helpful to you as you start out on your real food journey. I wish I had had it when I started, but I didn't, so I'm happy to share it with you and simplify your journey so you don't need to recreate the wheel here. And it was brought kind of to my attention this week by a reader named Samantha, and she wrote in and left a comment and said, I always thought I ate well, but later I found out that some of the foods I was eating, even though that they were organic, were not healthy for me. And Samantha, I really appreciate that because your story, girlfriend, is the same as my story. And if it's my story and your story, maybe it's your story too tuning in today. And that is that, well, let me just go on here a little bit before I reveal the whole revelation. So let me give you a little recap on my story so that you and I become a little bit better acquainted and you begin to see what I'm getting at here. I have always been a good eater. Well, as an adult, I always ate organic food. I grow a lot of food in my backyard. When I go to the market, I'm an avid label reader and always checking to see what's in that food and do I want to put that in my body. So I'm always kind of paranoid, really, about the food that I'm eating. So a while back when I was bitten by a tick and thought I better get a blood test to see if I had Lyme disease, my healthcare professional sat me down and said, good news, bad news. Good news, nah, you don't have Lyme disease. Bad news is you have very high blood sugar levels and you are in the pre-diabetic camp. If you don't change the way you're eating and the things that you're eating and add exercise to your life regime, you may find yourself later on down the road experiencing full-blown diabetes. Well, I hate needles. They are not in my program. I will run a mile if you come up and point one of those things at me. So immediately I am like on it, like what do I do? So I picked my healthcare professional's brain and I left that day with knowing a few things. One, I knew that 1 out of every 3 of us suffer from this condition. That's a lot. That was a lot. And 9 out of 10 of us who suffer from that condition don't know we had it, which is where I was until that day. So I learned that I needed something that was going to help me. And that's what you need if you want to make sure that your real food regime is what it really should be for you. And that one thing that I needed was a food plan. I needed to know what foods worked for me and what foods didn't. I needed to know what foods my body could utilize and what foods they turned into complete sugar. And so I had to do a whole revamp on what I thought I knew about real food and healthy food. And I became an avid researcher and educator for myself about what foods worked for my body and what foods didn't. Now, that's something that I can't help you with. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a regular person. I own a garden shop and I provide my customers the products and services that they need to grow food in their backyard. I'm also an educator and I won an award in my state for teaching young people how to eat a nutritious locavores diet. So while I wasn't a newbie to this whole food thing, I suddenly needed help. I needed some information and I needed it now. So I did some research and I found this great resource that I wanted to share with you. It's a book written by a medical doctor. His name is Mark Hyman, MD, and he wrote this great book called Blood Sugar Solutions. And basically, the reason I'm so excited about that book is that it took this whole deal, this whole prediabetes issue, and it boiled it down to a very simple, digestible, understandable sort of thing for me to be able to apply to my life. I began to see clearly the types of foods that I needed to remove from my diet, more of the foods that I needed to add to my diet, and the whys of why I needed to do all that. So if you find yourself in this camp with me, and you're one out of the 3 people that have this condition, and you're no longer one of the 9 out of 10 who don't know what to do about it, then by all means check out this book and use it as a reference for yourself. So that's what I can share with you there. And while I can't help you with your food plan, while that is going to be something that is between you and your healthcare professional, what I can do is help to create a strategy with you that's going to take your food plan and apply it to the reality of living your daily life. And that's really where things start to get a little muddied. We may know the things that we're supposed to be eating, but actually eating them and opening a refrigerator and finding them there, or simplifying them in a way that they're easy to appear on our dinner table at night, is a whole nother matter. And that's really where I would like to be able to help you. So, in addition to Glucose Girls, the Facebook group where we're managing our blood sugar with our fork, check out the free download that I've created for you with this in mind. It's called my Real Food Formula. And basically what that is sort of a beginner step of creating a larger strategy for yourself that makes it easier for you to implement your food plan on a daily basis. And when I say daily basis, one of the things I learned about this was it's daily. It's every day. Sun or rain, shine or not shine, happy, not so happy, every day, day after day, forever. I need to do this forever. And so if that is overwhelming to you, don't let it be. You've got support, you've got Glucose Girls, and you've got me and your Real Food Formula today to download to begin to help you with your new strategy so that real food becomes an easy thing for you to implement in your life. Ta-da! There you go. Another episode of Real Food Reality in the books. Okay, so check back next week for more of this. We're going to keep it simple and basic and doable. That's our goal here, that it's doable. So I thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. I appreciate any comments you want to leave, and I will be checking back for those. And have a good week. That's it. Have a great week. I hope that the foods that you have in your plan, that the foods that you find in your refrigerator, that the foods that you begin to enjoy more and more of are real and that they work for you. I'm your host today, Tess Hoke. I'll look forward to another episode next week. Until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.